What do you do to guard against chargebacks?
Do you guys use those services?
No.
Like, yeah, because I, you know, I don't know. I haven't had to deal with chargebacks. There was a moment there. I think you guys experienced it too. There was like a year ago. There was like a lot of scamming going on. But for whatever so what I do, I'll let you guys respond. My employees know. Obviously, Shopify does a good job of double checking. The billing address. If the billing addresses don't match. In the billing and the shipping, you can easily see that and then just do extra verification with them. Um, and you just kind of know too, because they'll like a lot of times they'll just, I don't know what I found that the scammers like to do it over the phone.
Yeah, because you can't track the IP.
Yeah. And so that's one thing, obviously multiple products and stuff. And if they're too easy, if they're not asking a lot of questions, there's so the employees know what to keep an eye out for. I never did one of those services because they take a percentage of each sale, and I was just doing the math of how many chargebacks I've had. Even if you lose every chargeback, it's like they take so much money. So
yeah, and I think they can like decide to not insure something.
yeah, so
You only lose if it's a fraud
yeah,
versus, or I don't know. They can be picky and choosy about what they're insuring. So, yeah,
and it's just a part of the business. At a certain point, too, it's just a part of the business too. I mean, even your Amazon stores, Amazon gets chargebacks. I mean, everyone gets chargebacks. It's just part of the game for sure.
I think over 1% chargeback rate in terms of like total orders, then Shopify will start to get on you about that. But yeah, I mean, what we do is, like different billing and shipping is obviously a pretty big red flag. And like, you can usually verify if an order is legit, like just by looking up their email or looking up the address and seeing if there's like some sort of trace on the internet. But even actually now we use the land software to like look up the addresses and see who owns a property. And that's also really good because if I look up the property, I see you own it. That's the person's name. It all matches up. Then it's pretty solid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you have a bit of a concern, then just email the person, say like, I want proof of address. And if they give you a hard time, screw them, cancel it. So.
Yeah. I had one guy that actually sent me, he must have stolen the wallet because he had the ID, but he had a very heavy Nigerian accent. And this guy, the picture of the ID was just some the whitest guy ever. And I was
like,
all right,
you need common sense. Like, I know that's not you. I know. Why don't you use software to help automate your accounting?
Well, we use QuickBooks. I mean, that's really the best you could do as far as like, I don't know if you use anything different, Braden, but you need something like that to reconcile all your bank statements and credit card statements and everything flowing in and out. So I guess I don't know anything else you could do that's more automated.
Yeah, there's no software that's going to know that, okay, these orders are a back order, so we have all this cash coming in, but they're going to be fulfilled in a few months. And this supplier, we're rearranging some funds from this order to this order. There's just so much, like we were saying before, a human element to it that it's hard to automate things like that.
Yeah, you can automate the bulk of it, but if you want to really be sure on every detail, there's really no software that can do that I know of. I mean, even like, let's just say, I mean, we all have QuickBooks and everything, but even reconciling your credit card statements with QuickBooks, I mean, there's a human element in that too. You just have to, so.
Yeah. That's why, we got to go to CPAs and we can't go to, an AI booth.
The reality is you can trust your suppliers and not care that much and just hope you get the refund too. You might lose a little bit of money, but in the end, you'll still probably be profitable. That's what I mean? I think all of us have been doing business so long that we want to account for every dollar, and so that's why we do what we do. But I know a lot of people they don't reconcile their bank statements and their credit card statements, and they just kind of, money in. They, easily, on QuickBooks make it an easy thing, and that's that. So.
Yeah, well, I reconcile it for tax purposes. That's the main thing.
That's why you really want to get down to it because, want to be compliant with the U.S. government.
You don't want the feds coming to your door, but they don't. If they ever come to your house, don't open the door. The IRS, apparently they can only send you a letter.
Huh. See, Joe's already thought this through.
I would never answer my door to any government agency, so we're good on that.
What about the Census Bureau?
I actually had a lady come by. I opened the door. I did.
There you go.
Okay. What course did you take to learn the FBA game?
That's you guys. I've never taken
You've never taken a course.
One of the first podcasts, well, two of them, the main ones are gone now, but like The Amazing Seller, I haven't listened to him in years, but The Amazing Seller podcast, I listened to him. I literally remember listening to his second ever podcast. He has like thousands now, but
yeah, I don't know. We took this course that you speak of. It's amazing. The Amazing Selling Machine.
Oh, yeah. I never. You what?
Oh, okay. Well, it's a good thing you didn't see it.
I heard bad things about that.
I would concur. So let's see here.
DesignerHomeDepot.com. So I'm on the site
First
right
of all,
now.
you're gonna get sued.
What'd you say? I didn't even realize that. Designer Home Depot. That's funny.
That's his.
You're gonna get sued.
Is this the site he wants you to look at?
Yeah.
I mean, the navigation is non-existent. Is this like a AliExpress product or something? This looks like yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've seen people trying to sell these products before. It's like these tables that have designs on them.
They're like epoxy tables, like epoxy designs. She says he or she says it's a USA supplier, but I don't think we should spend too much time on this. But I think the main thing is like this site looks like you're shopping for like clothes or something. First of all, there's like a bag as the shopping cart, like you're just using like the free Shopify theme or something, which you can do, but you have to modify it. There's no trust on the site. Like there's no, like this site looks like a spammy site. And there's nothing that says otherwise.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say check out some of our other videos where we like look at other stores like on the Shopify Exchange Marketplace. And obviously if you're in our course, then we go pretty in detail on this stuff, but yeah, let's say it needs a lot of work.
If you're in our course, I literally set up a site that is everything you need in 40 minutes. So
yeah,
that would be worth your time.
Yeah. But number one, change the domain name if you want to.
Yeah.
Not get put in jail. So
you want the feds knocking?
Yeah. So Text Avery said, how long would it take to scale a store to about $6,000 a month profit? How much of an investment would it require? You have any input, Braden?
FBA or dropshipping?
I think he means dropshipping.
How much money would they have to put in? Well, I mean, really, the reality is not much at all. I mean, have you guys calculated on your how much to build a site and everything? Yeah, I mean, we're talking hundreds, to start a dropshipping site and, do ads. I would say pretty minimal.
Yeah, I think what's important to understand is that
started. I mean, you could really get started with $1,000. What do you guys tell? I don't want to step. I don't know what you guys tell your.
No, man, you don't have to. Go by the. We're not the authority. We're not here to censor your speech. We want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, no. You get the domain, you get a couple things, you get the Shopify. If you're going to do it, you guys have a course that shows people how to design the site. So, building a site on Shopify is so easy now. And then just reaching out to suppliers is just going to take a lot of your time, and then pretty minimal. And you put most of your money towards ads. And yeah,
the ad should be generating a return. So it's not like you have to put in a certain amount of money and then like wait for it to come back. You should be getting that money coming back after even the first like free $100 that Google gives you when you make a new account.
Yeah, that's probably the most important thing to tell people, actually. Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's always like, how much money does it take? It's so different. You can't, it's, it's a good question, but I think it's a very common question for people starting out. And it's very much, it depends. Or I think you're looking at it wrong. It's more, how to get a successful site going. It could, even a site that if you only put $1,000 and you don't use any of your own time and it makes you $2-3 grand a month, I would consider that a success, so.
Yeah. And like some people, they didn't have 5 to 10 years of entrepreneurship experience to go and take a hold of a business. And
scary. Yeah.
Like this is a lot of people's first foray into doing something like this. So if it takes you a year just to make $3,000 a month, I think that's great. Because where you had to start from somewhere. It took us years to figure all this out. So it's just it's hard to put a timeline on it, because you can just call a supplier and it's like you hit a home run with that first call, or the first week, or oftentimes it could take months, or there's so many variables. It just matters that you keep putting in the work, and the people that keep putting in the work over years, they all get to wherever they want to be and then some. Because then once you realize how like open-ended this stuff is, your goals change and you're able to take it much further. I remember Joe and I,